number of times, and this time if Device has it again, that would be crushing for North. He's just so effective, and you need a couple players to step up. Good start from Dupree. That's aggression in towards Palace from Cajun. He gets dropped immediately. That's going to cause Astralis to pick up the pace, and they're not going to slow down whatsoever. MSL, timing doesn't work with them, but actually he recovers perfectly, and AZ's there to bail him out, and he gets another one. Zipnik's jumping over, doesn't want to take that fight, and all of a sudden it's all North.
Wow, that backstab on MSL took exactly, what, half a second too long?
Yeah.
Like, as soon as they don't get the kill on within, like, the first 3 bullets, you can just tell that that's too long.
There's a million things that could have been done differently that probably would have caused North to lose that. If MSL, instead of turning to take that fight, had just dropped down into Cubby, and then AZ was all alone to the connector players, that could have been an issue as well. But, yeah. I mean, he turns and wins that fight immediately. A great job from North, but this is where they struggled on Train, where he's against the Deagles. Device was a monster with them, and they can't take losses here.
He doesn't have a Deagle, though.
Ooh. Hello.
CC instead, but there are 3 in play, so can't really count them out just yet. Good damage on Kiebu, and I'm not sure if they're peeking in the middle like this. Config goes down. Gotta be very careful. I would say be just a sort of lure them into middle, and then maybe try and take the fight there.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the Deagle is. That's where it gets dangerous, when you can find a 1v1. And now that they've got the cat player, Dupree's the next one looking for his individual fight, and he's not being shy about making noise. Valdi is here now. He spots him out. Dupree's got to read in where he is. And there's the swing out, and there's the headshot. So another loss on the extremity, no chance for a trade. And Dupree even spots Cajun B, who's already at half HP. This is not ideal, and he's down even lower, and Dupree gets another one. North is just being picked apart again.
This is very upsetting if you're on North right now, because you know that you're supposed to build a strong start here. Already seen what happens on the CT side. I mean, you don't have the economy. The bomb will be put down by Kiebu. Still a 2-on-3. They are very low on health. And finally, Dupree is got rid of by MSL over on the other side. Now they have to retake this bomb side. Random spam coming through. 1 grenade back there would be wonderful, but Kiebu ducking underneath to try and stay alive, and Device is in CT spawn, so they've got some sort of crossfire setup. There's Device with the kill, and now life is very hard for AZ. He doesn't have a kit picked up, and how does he even find them? I think he's just looking for a random exit kill, and then he can try and back off here. This round is pretty much done. I mean, this is a huge turnaround. Astralis, again, they do it. They did it on Train, and they're going to lose the M4 as well. And
then AZ doesn't even get a kill there at the end either. I mean, there's 2 low HP players that he just couldn't get the hit of, and this is the pistol round. But the trouble is, you're exactly right. I think that these Deagles, you don't want to, even though you have an M4, and even though that's like the better weapon overall, like that, the range that they're taking these fights at is exactly what the Deagles want. And especially when they have that cover to just, shoulder peek, take their one shot, pre-fire the angle, and then fall back. That's ideal.
Yeah, they're taking it at a range where the Deagle is sort of maximizes its potential, and there's no chance for any refragging. Yeah. No one can revenge Config going down. They can just have to say, oh, it's too bad.
Same with Valdi at B. Same with the Cajun at B when he rotated over. So it's a disaster for North. MSL behind the smoke. He gets to make a big play. There's the opportunity. They spam through, and I think that's pretty much it. Turns from the flash. He can get his 1 kill. He does the damage. Cajun finds it. They're holding Astralis back for the moment, but I don't think they can hold on for the entire round. And now Astralis is unleashed.
That was actually a very dangerous setup for North. 3 men with CSET 75 that close. Yeah. I mean, if any of that push gets slowed down too much, maybe it could work out. Now would be a good time for Config to hit some wonderful Deagle shots. There is a flank coming in. Weirdly, Valder has managed to sneak his way in. He spots out Sip, so timing is everything. If he gets the... Oh, he's going to be spotted. That's so unfortunate.
Oh, Sipnix is an asshole. What's the timing on that turnaround? There's Config. Headshot from him. Oh, now he's come alive. He's got 2. He's pinned down, but he can fight his way out. He gets the 3rd, and now it's into a 1-on-1.
This is outrageous. Spam for the smoke. Sip really wants it, and he's going to get it as well. Taking it out, and you said it, Moses.
He sees the shadow there right at the end, just as he's creeping through that smoke. But that timing that Zip turns around, he just feels it. That's that internal clock. We referenced it earlier in the tournament, that pros have. And I mean, Zipness is just, the timing on that is just unreal. I think Valdi's going to be so mad when he watches that back.
Oh, absolutely. Because here's the other thing. If they initiate the attack on the A-bomb site right as Valda takes the kill on Sip and just picks up the AK, then, I mean, that could spiral out of control. I feel like Config could have done that. That was so wild.
Yeah, he's, I mean, he came alive at the right moment and just couldn't finish it off, unfortunately. I mean, even those 3 kills were just huge, and tasking to win that round overall would have been too much. Mid-presence, MSL swings out wide, brings 1 player down low, but the rest of Astralis is here to back him up, and now they're surrounding from all the different angles. Valdi does find a kill eventually. That's all he's going to get.
Pretty quick cleanup here again. Situation where Astralis pick up the round after losing the pistol, and now they've got 3 of them. So North have M4s, no Molotovs yet, 1 defuse kit, no AWP. I feel like Mirage is a very forgiving map in this sense that at least you don't just have to wait on a bomb side, right? There's a lot of adventurous play you could do on CT side.
Yeah. But again, I mean, North showed they didn't really want to do it on Train on their own CT side. They didn't seem to like the aggression there. And on top of that, you need to have some money to feel confident in doing it and have the utility to make it effective. Dupree wanted to make a play, but he realized, I believe, that MSL spotted him out, so he's just going to fall away, content with the pressure that he did apply. This is great information for North. AZ and Config in mid know there's no presence here. The tough part is that leaves MSL all alone at A. Cajun has just rotated over. They're out of utility as well. There's nothing to slow down this hit. And if MSL's in the site when they come up, he's pretty much dead.
Yeah, I mean, he's actually at a bit of an off angle now, so maybe he could pick up just 1 kill. He's going to need to buy time for that 3-man stack in middle to rotate in. This is not such a bad position for it. He could maybe get a kill and try and stay alive for another 3 or 4 seconds before the rest walk in. They're right at the edge. He's going to spot them out, but Glaive with a good headshot. That kind of crumbles this whole A defense. Now they have to be quick, and even worse, Kiebri's still on the other side of the map for a flank.
There's also another flank coming in from North. Someone's pushing through T-spawn. That's Config. This is going to be so difficult, though. It's all on him. If he doesn't have success in this flank, they just have to save. And this is the big fight. Dupree's waiting for it, and he's going to win it with ease. There's nothing that the North can do to get back into this. They have 1 flash, and they have no kits. They have to bail out and try and save these weapons, and it's not going to happen. Caribbean and Underpass is going to eliminate AZ. The other 2 should be able to get away unless there's a massive chase coming, and there is. It's going to be Caribbean, and I believe that's Glaive coming through the B holes, and even Zipnik's chasing him down. You're not going to want to go through the murder hole, but there is that player in CT spawn to flush them forward.
Doing a tiny bit of damage. Not as much as you would hope for. Sip not quite guessing the angle. The pistol from Device will do it though. And Valdi getting found, so... This version of Astralis is horrifying.
Yeah, they seem to... they're done, aren't they? They've hit the wall and they're just like, we're just going to start killing everyone again. I think the problem is... North stays in that setup for far too long. Like, you can't just leave MSL on that site for the whole round and expect him to have success. There's too many things that can go wrong. Even if that's not just a contact play from Astralis, which is like the perfect call for that setup.
Yes, it is.
Even if it's an execute, even if they rotate back and get there as fast as possible, they have to come through smokes and Molotovs to even get into the fight.
Yeah, definitely a lot of issues with that kind of thing. AC did hit 1 good Deagle headshot, but can't really follow it up there, MSL, with the CC trying to push down the ramp. And Astralis slowing this round down just a bit to try and see what North are going to do. 3 Deagles in play. Valda pushed up very far, so it's one of those rounds that could be a bit interesting if Astralis just forget to check even 1 corner. It's another push actually coming from Kirby, who's wanting to go and recheck and see if Glaive is still hanging around.
Well, Valdi in this advanced position, I mean, Astralis is the kind of team, if they did go there, that would be cleared out, but you can have a quick flank if there's any... Oh, yeah, even the Molotov is going to force him away. Zipnik didn't even stick around to... Again,
Fire in the kitchen.
Again, yeah, why not? Well, Cajun's the next one up. Glaive taking a fight at range. That's AZ trying to bait him into Cajun. Are they going to be aware? Device goes down. Cajun needs more. He turns the corner. There's too many players from Astralis there. It is a 3-on-3, though, so a couple lucky shots of these Deagles, and North could do it.
That's all you need. Config gonna walk into the first one, and he was the only one with any real health left. So the rest are in pretty tough position here. Valde should be found out any second now. Does spot just the knee. He is absolutely gone. AZ, who opened up the round, is also going to be going down last. So Glaive with the triple in that one. Can't really expect too much, but it would have been fun to see some Deagle action out of North. It feels like sort of all the rounds where something could have happened for them, it just hasn't.
Yeah, I mean the mid setup was nice for a few seconds, like a good portion of that round. But after a certain while, you have to be the aggressor and go find the information instead of hoping they're going to come to you. This time though, they've got the op and Cajun B, and they've got plenty of utility. That's the other thing they ran out of in their last gun round was just towards the end, towards the hit from Astralis, there was just no nades whatsoever to even get involved in that round. See what they have in store here. 3 players over at B initially. Cajun's going to go catwalk with the AWP, and now Config's going to rotate out again. MSL is alone at the A bomb site, this time playing outside of it. A large chunk, or 2 players of this Astralis team coming through underpass. This is a pretty aggressive triangle from North setup. 1 player catwalk, 1 in connector, and 1 now was just rotating through window room.
I really want to see that confidence back on the North team. They rediscovered it on train even after losing the early rounds. Now, it's definitely time to step it up here in this match. They're on the CT side. They need to get quite a few rounds, pretty much all the rest of them here on the board, if they want any chance of a third map. Device has been allowed to sneak very far in towards the catwalk, and this B defense is going to be on so much pressure. Cajun gets a flick, but he's just overwhelmed. There's no way he can cover all those angles. Config out on the site doing a bit of damage, but he's not really waiting for the backup. Oh, they get the spray on 1. Dupree with 1 in return. Still leaves MSL alone in a 1 versus 3. The bomb is right in front of him, but that smoke means he can't see a single thing, and walking through it could have got him killed, but somehow he's still alive. Dupree is right there, and MSL knows it. He's being flanked as well. Sip coming in from the kitchen, so this is pretty much impossible. Sip gonna go and check every corner, and MSL is done for. 6 rounds here for Astralis, and they're just continuing. I mean, this is out of control.
That's the level. That is such a frustrating situation to be in if you're MSL or any player really. When North takes over the bomb site and they have it convincingly for 30 seconds and they haven't planted the bomb, they hit the pause button even though they have full control, and they just say, wait till we know where he is before we do anything. We still have time to be patient, and eternally patient is Astralis there just to win.
Yeah, I mean, this is... North were trying to be careful in middle, but that allowed Device to get all the way in there. And once he's turned the corner to the B bomb site, there's no stopping them.
Yeah, part of that is I don't know, I didn't see the positioning of Valdi, but like him and Cajun just didn't have a setup that was designed to protect that. Cajun was falling back from catwalk from that Molotov setup that Astralis executed that forced him away. And just inside the bomb site, there's not a whole lot of options available to him. Now 1 kill, and there's some damage done. This would be a huge kill to get, and Zipnix turns at the wrong moment, and thank God Cajun B gets it with the last bullet. Bomb is in T-spawn. North doesn't know that, obviously, but that's going to eat some time off the clock and allow them to rotate over, and the low HP makes this very possible.
Yeah, a couple of bullets will change the outcome, but MSL just a little bit careless, walking onto the site, not realizing it's 1 in the apartment and 1 up on the site. AC, he's hoping for an angle, but if he peeks this window, Kirby's absolutely ready for it. He sees the jump past, I'm sure, and 50 seconds, AZ out in the open, leaving Cajun wrong side of the map with an AK.
Yeah, save the AK at this point.
Yes.
Play the economy game, don't even go towards it, and that's unfortunate for North, obviously, because we know the HPs. We know that was massively doable with some better timing from maybe MSL coming into the B bomb site, but 7-1 now for Astralis on this T side. And, I mean, it's unfortunate to think this could be a repeat of train in the sense that North needs to have something they can work with into the second half.
I mean, there were a lot of opportunities in the last couple of rounds here where North could have maybe done something, but it just looks like Astralis are having too much fun playing right now. Like, there's no pressure on them.
Yeah, they're having a great time. I mean, it helps when everything's going your way. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. North has won all 3 pistol rounds in this series so far, haven't they?
Yes. But then they've lost 2 of the second rounds.
Yeah.
And that little asterisk there for you.
Yeah, we'll put that, make a note of that. Config adjusting his monitor, ready to go. And, I mean, everyone's been silent for this North team in this first half.
You ever played with someone who just really, just almost like neurotically, I guess is the right word for it, changes their sensitivity every time something doesn't work? They're like, oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna go to a slightly different sense.
All the time. Like the resolution's another big one.
Yeah.
I've gone through a phase like that. It's no fun. You don't like it.
You know it's nonsense, but you try it anyway.
I know, it's and then you just never feel comfortable, do you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I hate to reduce it to something so simple, but at some point, North is going to have to just have somebody who just gets kills. They don't. I mean, all things considered, they don't have a whole lot of frags on the board.
Config is their player to do that. I can't think of it any other way.
Yeah.
Unleash him. Take the reins off. Yes, I mean, he's actually more or less anchored in the B-bomb side right now because he's playing the other AWP to Cajun, so that setup definitely doesn't inspire a lot of confidence that it's going to be any kind of aggression coming out, but if it works, then I'm all right with it.
This is more of a traditional setup, though. You have 2 in B, and you have 1 player in window and top connector, and 2 in the A bomb site and config. Or I mean, Cajun with the AWP is just playing behind the ticket booth. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes. They've given up a lot of space, which allows Astralis to crunch through the connector as well. MSL is going to be isolated, but he gets 1 kill. Dupree now. That's the next one down, and MSL, he does his job. 3 kills, and he has been pressured. He hasn't been pushed out of the site. Plenty of HP still to just sit here. He could get a 4th. He could actually go for the ace in this round, and Cajun's going to take the 5th. So finally, North get on the board. They stop the run at 7, and they keep everyone alive as well. Such
a beautiful round from MSL. It even looked like to me that he was having sort of a lack of backup from Cajun, who was a bit worried, I think, to repeat the box against the ramp. So it's very well done. Second round coming up from North, and now we'll see what they can do. They need to at least win sort of this round and maybe the next 2 to really start to put the pressure on Astralis' economy. That's the big thing right here, I feel like. Once you win 7 rounds in a row, it starts building economy.
They have a bunch, and to do that, they're going to need these ops to come alive. They've invested a lot in this double op setup, and these need to get them some picks here and there. Cajun's in middle with his, and Config is at catwalk with his. So Device, if he tries to go for this, I think he's going to, I mean, he's not going to do it quite yet, thankfully. He's going to wait for the 2 coming underpass.
Yeah. AC spotted it out. Device will walk into it. That's a big kill now. They just need to get away from this. Astralis maybe hoping to boost in the middle. You can look up right where Config is. It looked like they maybe wanted to. Cajun gets 1 more kill on Dupree. Now you just got to go back to the fundamentals. 5 versus 3. No more fighting, please. It's the Glaive picking up 1. Cajun with 1 more kill, but he's going to get shot in the back. And just like that, it's a 2-on-3. And Kirby really wants it. He's not realizing that Config is playing on the other side. That flick not connecting, but it could have. Still, they have the advantage.
Yeah, but you were right. Back to the basics. You have a 5-on-3 advantage. Fall away. Don't take those fights. Let them have a little bit of what they're looking for, because now in a 2-on-3 Astralis, this is very, very doable. 1 player in mid. If Xyp9x finds this kill, it can be so dangerous.
Surely not.
I mean, no matter where they go, there's only one North player. Look at how they're spread across the map. The op is sitting outside the murder hole. And then MSL and Config MSL and Valdi are alone at B and A.
Flashes are in. He's going to draw someone over. MSL gets the pick off on Kirby carrying the bomb, and that's pretty much it. And they know where he's coming from. Preemptive grenade. MSL reading this very well indeed.
That's the play, though, and that was actually pretty cool from Astralis, and obviously great that MSL was prepared for it. But you know, the pressure at the B bomb site, you wait enough time to make it feel like 2 players could be rotated around. That does draw MSL out into the open, and that player and connector is supposed to be the one to punish him. MSL just wins the fight, but if MSL goes down there, all of a sudden that A bomb site is open, and the op is going to have, you know, there's a few seconds for the op has to really crawl through that hole and then get into position to stop the cross. Dupree's having a good chat.
I was going to say, he's explaining it in Danish and sign language at the same time, which is pretty impressive. It's multitasking right there.
The robot. He's ready. What was it? The human cyborg?
The human cyborg, yeah.
This now, Astralis, I mean, this is going to be the tough part. They take their first tactical and they just say, you know, let's figure it out, because that's a dominant win. And I think, you know, you have to kind of take this time out when you realize those ops are going to start ringing true. Because, I mean, remember, the previous round, they'd only seen 1 AWP and they'd only seen MSL get 4 kills. So now they know they're going up against a double op, and now they can kind of adjust what they're doing.
If they feel confident that Cajun is going to be playing towards the ticket booth, which he actually isn't now, but if they started to feel like it, there are a lot of ways to punish that.
It looks more like they're just going to go towards the B bomb site, and this will be a split. Glaive has to be effective against Config. There's the smoke up. There's a gap in it, though. Config wins the fight. Flashes out for Valdi. He's getting into the corner, and there's Config coming back from catwalk. Valdi just has to slow him down. 1 kill is huge. He sees the head of Xyp9x, but he doesn't need to commit to the fight. The shadow's coming down. That's KRB. He falls, and North has this on lock.
Yeah, very well done. Config getting the kill on Sip. That's a nice flick from Device. Trying to get it on one on Valde, but not going to happen. Triple instead for him. Solid defense in spite of the fact that could always go really bad.
Yes.
That one flashbang that he puts up as he's sort of falling back,
Yes.
I think that sort of stops the whole thing.
Yeah, bounced off the top of that wall and just dropped into the opening, and that's great. You could see though that's the idea from Astralis. So like, okay, they have a double op setup. So here's what we're gonna do. We know Config's gonna be on Catwalk. He's been there a couple times. We've seen him at least in the previous round. Get into that B bomb site early, so Config we'll have him smoked out. And if we get that B bomb site quick enough, the second op is gonna be so useless on the retake.
Really, really big turnaround for North, but it has to continue. They can't let it go now. Dupree will go down to Config, so good start. There are 2 men on the other side of the wall here, but North should be winning this fight. Kirby gets a headshot on Cajun, and they're falling back. Sip can't really punish it. He wants to fall back with the CC, but he's smoked off. And now that push coming up from the connector is going to get completely foiled as well. MSL with the triple kill. I feel like he's been stepping up his game incredibly at this game.
I mean, that's the funny part, right? When I said someone needs to get some kills on this team, and you throw out Config,
yeah.
But it's MSL who got the 4 kill in the next round, and he's kept it up. He's had some great rounds. And Valdi here, with the help of Config over towards Catwalk with that AWP, that's such a tough crossfire to get out of if you're Astralis. So great holding the B bomb site that forces Astralis finally back onto pistols. A 5th round for North. They're on a run of their own. It's up to 4 now. This double op setup does seem to be the answer, Anders.
Aggression out in middle. Config running up with the AWP towards top mid. That's incredibly dangerous, and they've heard it. They wanted to chase him down, but it seemed like he was airborne for a long time, just gliding into connector.
Yeah, he booked it out of there as soon as he got flashed. Now he's going to rotate back over to the B bomb site. Put mid control for Astralis off the back of that.
Now AZ and Glaive are sharing the smoke for just a minute. Gonna follow up there, so maybe not gonna see each other just yet. That's always a bit scary.
It's gonna go away just under the 1 minute mark, so I imagine Astralis is gonna be patient with this mid control, not make their move until the smoke fades. You've got the op actually in Palace now, so that's a lot of information. That allows the M4s pretty decent nade onto Glaive, down to 57 HP. You love that.
I quite like Cajun moving around as much as he does, because I think in the past, one of the things that his AWP suffered from was being slightly too predictable. He would sort of keep the same position for quite a few rounds, so this is definitely good stuff.
It's a cool switch up though. I mean, North puts the ops on both the extremities. One pushed up into B and one pushed into Palace. Now they get away from it. MSL is going to get another kill. That's a huge one to find, but Kirby's going to follow this up, and if he plays this right, they're not going to be expecting it.
It just needs a bit of a distraction. Cajun, can anyone smoke him out? They need some sort of grenade to deal with this. He almost gets timed with the grenade in hand, and AC and MSL are down. Now it's on Kirby, and he's got shot in the side of the face right through that ticket booth. Valda with a long-range spray. The bomb is being planted with 10 seconds left here by Dupree. And this 2 versus 3 should be working out for North. They've put together quite a number of rounds. This one needs to happen as well. Out of bullets, Dupree gets the killer now in the middle. Kirby waiting, and you said they didn't expect it, and they certainly did not, and they will win the round. Astralis turning it in spite of the fact that Dupree was inside of the smoke and should not have been able to get out.
Oh, it's so tough. Valdi just running out of bullets, and Kirby plays that so patiently. What a perfect lurk out of him. Even though his teammates are falling inside the bomb site, he still waits patiently and doesn't make his move. Great job from him. And that is the struggle. You could see Config with the AWP. You just don't have, I mean, he doesn't even check it to begin with, but you don't have a lot of ability with that weapon. It's a little unwieldy in that situation. But they're still confident. They're going to go back to the double op setup. Device trying to find a peek. Molotov's in towards connector, and AZ's going to run back through him. Down to 69 HP. Config has his angle with the op on Catwalk again. So decent information on mid, but this is going to all be about how they can back up MSL. He's playing retake in CT spawn behind the ticket booth. This execution comes in, they'll be locked out of the site.
Yeah, it really feels like it. MSL, he's been pretty good at taking fights over here, but through the smoke and everything else, you have to expect that someone from Astralis is going to be looking at that ticket booth almost the whole time. And this is just a classic constellation of smokes coming in. Molotov as well there to the sandwich. They don't have to check that either. And MSL is just going to fall back. So a full-on retake here is what's in store for North. That is not easy to do. Oh, but that's out of this world. Cajun to take down Dupree right at the edge. Just an instinctual flick as the bomb will be planted here, but it's still a 4-on-5. And now the rotation late here for Kirby to go back into middle where he's going to run into Config. This is very, very strange. North have wasted a lot of time already, but it's going to pay off. Kirby is down, and now it's a 5-on-3 retake. They've read Astralis very well in this round. Valde comes through with a spray, takes one. Device in so much trouble, and he can't make it back. And Sip has to run. There's nothing to do.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
No, that's huge, and it's the one kill from Cajun B on that player trying to flash his way through. I think Cajun saw the leg show up just before the flashbang popped and blinded him. But what a critical kill, because if you're playing retake, it's so hard to retake that bomb site in a 5-on-5. There are a couple benefits they had. Like, one of them is you use a lot of utility on the execute to get into the site as the terrorist team, so you don't have a whole lot left over. But then just when you thin down the herd, when you get that one kill, it's so critical.
And the fact that they slowed it down for a long time waiting for Kirby in the middle. That must be a little bit gut-wrenching. You hear the bomb sort of beeping away and you're like, oh, well, just waiting. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, but they necessarily didn't have to do that. They could have just left Config there with the op, knowing he's got the angle, and the rest of them retook that. But yeah, I mean, you are risking just a bit. Cajun misses that shot. MSL, oh, he turns. The timing isn't with him, and now he's trapped. Although Zipnix can't win that fight. They do find the equalizer into a 4-on-4. A couple of UMPs on the Astralis side, and they're out of utility again. Glaive just now picks up an HE grenade. That's not going to do much, though.
Wild spam coming through. Valde will get one kill. Kirby turning around, but he could not get Cajun, who was still in CT spawn as well. The bomb only just planted, so plenty of time for the retake this time. Glaive and Device trying to hold on and see if they can win the 15th round here. It's map number 2 and only the first half, so plenty to go. Again, the late rotation into middle to try and prevent the defuse from happening. And this time, North don't seem quite aware. Glaive goes down. Device with a UMP, and it's on the other side, so he would have to get up on the stairwell. This is definitely not ideal. It's a funny idea, but North will win the round. And now, finally, we have a game in our hands. How did North come back in this half? I feel like that's incredible. The
double up setup, that was great from them, and that seems to be the key. It started coming alive. I think more so Cajun than Config with the op was getting some of those kills in the early round. But definitely that seemed to be the thing that Astralis couldn't handle. And it seemed like that they took that time out when they first realized it was a double op setup, and from there it seemed like they went much more, a little bit more fast-paced and a little bit more into executions as well. And it seemed like North, that's exactly what they wanted. They could handle that. I think it was when Astralis was kind of spreading out a bit more that they were having a real tough time at the early stages of the half.
Definitely part of the explanation has to be MSL as well, just winning some incredible fights. I mean, in Connector and that A-bomb site.
Yeah, he did a great job of really helping this team come alive with some of those holds inside of A. That's great. I mean, even just the critical impact kills in the late round situations, that one he had in Connector when Astralis tried to fake him out in a 2v3.
They've won all the pistol rounds, Moses North. There's one more to go here. And then if
potentially
you can
one more to go.
Second round as well, that would be good.
That would be good. Haven't been able to, yes, they have actually. They did it once, but still.
Yes.
I mean, I think that's been a note that I know the analysts have made a couple times, that Astralis, especially in the Astralis versus Liquid matchup, is that Astralis has struggled with pistol rounds recently. So that's going to help out. That's going to make things a lot easier.
Cajun just having a peek into the bomb site. Drops the bomb. Now they're trying to push through. Device turning around to fight MSL. He's being shot at from the other angle, and he's still somehow alive. 2-on-3. Plenty of time, sure, but they got to go pick up the bomb eventually. And Astralis, they actually haven't even rotated out of B, which is very interesting. Sip gonna go take a look, and Config has got no chance. That's gonna be incredibly frustrating. And Valde, 1-on-3, trying to see if he can fight it out in the open, but Glaive will open and close the round. That's a huge win. Yeah, that's the first pistol round, as you mentioned a couple times, and it's quite nice. That first kill from Glaive even drops the bomb at A ramp. So even if they have success, they still have to go chase that down. Really nicely done from Astralis. I think Config's going to be wondering why Zipnix is still on the B bomb site. Yeah, that seemed a little bit crazy. There's something that's triggering me, Moses.
What's that?
Whenever we get that side shot of Dupree, you can see that his computer is like actually wobbling a little bit. Then
I haven't noticed that. I'll take a look for it at the next time.
It's giving me flashbacks. Had a computer die once like that. Kirby goes for a bit of a wild UMP spray, but he gets both the kills, so it's all good. Third one coming up, in fact. Gotta be careful about getting too close to those flames, but ultimately, North don't really stand much of a chance in this round. Config is gone as well, and Valde hoping to do more economic damage. If he could just sneak in even 1 or 2 kills here, that would be great. North certainly need just all the pressure they can get on Astralis right now.
Dude, this team started this group stage so slow and like unlike Astralis, and I don't know if they had like a chat before this game or if it's because they're facing north. It is wobbling a little bit. I think I saw it. Yeah.
Stop. Maybe
But like they seem to have a chat before this game that was just like we're just going to be aggressive. We're going to take every single fight that like don't be afraid to take a fight. Go push and get it. And normally this aggressive CT side Astralis wait a little bit before they build up some money to do that. And now they're just doing it in the second round. And like they're doing it against the 4 spar. They're not even letting North throw the smokes and flashbangs. KRB's just made so much money there.
maybe they played the group stage with the left hand for the lulz.
For the lulz?
Could be. It's a theory.
Yeah, maybe they got everyone
What, inverted mouse just to see what happened.
I think people who play with inverted mouse are aliens. Pretty sure. That's a sick sequence. Zipnix, of course.
Evidence. The first evidence is obviously the fact that Dan does it. So he's definitely an alien.
That's not true.
He does.
Oh,
Dan plays with inverted mouse. It's madness. AZ goes down. Valder is next. The SMGs and even their one rifle there chewing North apart here. So what? Okay.
Maybe, I mean, there's no pause because I'm out, so maybe Config was just like, all right, I'm just going to die, so, like, have a chat.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the pause. So maybe it could be technical.
He seems to be.
Yeah, it looks like it's working.
fine.
It's not wobbling either.
Yeah, that makes me happy. None of that. So this isn't the last chance for North to do something, but we're getting extremely close now.
The tough part is right off the bat, the economy for Astralis is so strong with all the kills from the SMGs they got, and I imagine they keep most of them. I think they'll maybe upgrade one of them, but have two UMPs.
You know what I want this round? The one round that Dupree had where he tried to run into A, like just run naked into the bomb. So I think there was one flashbang follow-up or something where he never got a fight with MSL, but he sort of tried.
Okay.
I want that, but from Config.
All right. So
I just, again, unleash Config here.
You want Config, you want the strategy to be like Config go body someone, go like exert your will somewhere on the map.
Yeah, exactly. Just break them apart.
Okay, we'll see if that happens. Not at the moment. He's running towards top mid. Device taking a shot through this smoke, and he's got the lineup, so he's just going to take some timings, and it almost works. Dupree is behind this smoke. He's going to get caught with the nade in his hand. They don't know where he is. They're blind, and they respond perfectly. It was so close to getting that done. The nade damage is huge, though, and Zipnix behind the smoke is going to find one. That's the bomb. If he gets Valdi, it's almost game over from here. This is a hugely important kill as he jumps through the smoke. Valdi is not blind, and Zipnix is caught on a chair, and this is so tense. And there it is. Zipnix somehow wins that fight. I didn't even see him on my screen, but it's beautiful. And that's the bomb, and that delays so much.
This is out of control. The whole round in the hands of Sip. Kiebu almost getting the timing against AZ. This is ridiculous. He's walking up top mid. If he had just spotted it there, that probably would have been the round. The fact that that bomb is up there, how do you get into those apartments without exposing yourself too much? If they had a Molotov, they could burn them out.
I think the plan is AZ on this flank, and then maybe MSL jumps up, but Config has one flash, so he's going to wait for AZ and pop a flash and maybe try and do some kind of distraction for this flank to work. I think that's got to be the plan with Config at 19.
Players looking there half the time. AZ walking close, and just like that, they recover the bomb. And again, if Kiebu had been just if he had the timing in middle, then that wouldn't have happened. What a crazy round. Sip almost winning it, but now it should be firmly in the hands of North.
I don't know how he got that second kill. I didn't see him on my screen whatsoever. And that's intense. KRB's going to go for this. It's a bonus round, so any AK he can take away from this team. There's one for free. He's going to get an AK of his own, and now he's just going to fall back. Smart play. So you do some damage to the economy, you upgrade for free, and that helps you even without winning the round. You still get the benefits of the bonus of keeping the SMG. We were talking to Nico from FaZe last night. And he did mention that one person he hates playing against is Zipnix because he's so good at getting kills through smokes. He's just like, I don't know how he does it. Like, Zipnix is just so good at shooting through smokes. And we've seen that a number of times now this event, haven't we?
Yeah, I was going to say, how can you even become good at that? I mean, as in, like, beyond just having, like, a good instinct for what the map looks like, even when you can't see it. Mm-hmm. Like, but it doesn't seem like something that can be practiced, you know?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, certainly some people are better at it than others and just have like a feeling for it, right?
You know how they all say we're going to be replaced by, you know, like AIs? Maybe Zipnix is the first.
Maybe he's already gotten the chip implanted.
Yeah, it's going to come out like that. That was the Astralis project all along. That's what they wanted to test.
Yeah. I like that.
Grand social experiment. Tactical timeout being called here by the North team, about to run out in 10 seconds. But they obviously need to really run the gauntlet here and bring it back to a third map. It's definitely not impossible, but...
Should say, by the way, that situation, that 3-on-3 that they just played was executed with perfection. That was so nice. The flash from config, both players in those B halls from Astralis were distracted, looked over towards the B bomb site, looked for someone to jump up, and instead it was the flank that came in. So a really good sequence from North, showing patience in a really tense spot.
8-11 here. See what will happen. Astralis will have the AWP. They obviously save the AK, and they've got all the utility they could possibly wish for. And Sip is sneaking up through the underpass, going to be looking for Config. Config not even realizing. He's so focused on this bomb site that he just didn't care.
Yeah, you wanted him to exert his will, and it's unfortunate for him it doesn't work out. No one in the A bomb site for Astralis, so North has a lot. They have plenty of utility they haven't used yet, and they don't want to. They want to take the fights. MSL, now he's got a turn, but that's 2 kills for Glaive, almost with the third. Not going to happen. Finally, there's the smoke. Dupree's at low HP. Device has been forced away. Another flashbang going to come in, slows him down, and Device smokes himself off.
Very interesting.
It's a bold strategy.
I was going to say, maybe if it went a bit further so that he could sort of look right at the edge of it, but that seemed like it was a bit too much, maybe. 3 versus 2. Cajun and AC, if they want to mount a comeback, then now is the time to win a really big round. Galil and AK in their hands. Flashbang, AZ panicking a bit. He still gets the kill on Dupree. Molotov right on top of him, and he's going to go down eventually to Sip, leaving it all on Cajun. He's going to try and go back in the middle and see if he can maybe stop this defuse. It's right in front, and Sip is there for the cover. And there's going to be, I think, just enough time for the defuse. It's going to be damn close yet again. But it will be Astralis picking up the round. Sip with a triple. I feel like there are too many clutches in this game that have gone Astralis' way.
Yeah, this is huge. They're playing so well down the stretch in these scenarios. Great sequence from Glaive. I think it's interesting that I mean, both maps now. It seemed like this, like North's game plan that they came into this series with is this kind of, you know, they wanted to hit hard and early in some of these rounds. They don't seem to be like waiting around or very patiently and like defaults. Seem to have kind of the idea they want to do and just go for it. And it's getting them so very close. But like you said, they have to win some of the clutches. I'm confused a little bit why they didn't use. I can understand if you want to make a contact play at A, but why not use some of the utility you had once you kind of get up and realize there's no one in the bomb site? Smoke things off and be a bit more safe. But regardless, again, it's hard to be too critical because it does almost work. Gets them into the post plant with a pretty even situation, and they just lose it out from there.
I mean, obviously when many of the clutches go towards Astralis, you have to assume that that isn't just sort of, you know, a flip of the coin any longer. But it does feel like if just...
It was the same situation yesterday against Liquid, right? I think there was like... Peter tweeted out there was 7 1v1s and 6 of them were won by Astralis in that series. So it feels very similar here. Yeah,
that was actually heartbreaking, wasn't it? Headshot through the smoke for MSL. Can't really follow it up there, and Glaive continuing to spray nicely. He's got 10 bullets left. Maybe enough for a kill, but Valde will take him down through the edge of the box. That is paper thin, that box. Glocks can shoot through it. 2 versus 2 now, and we are waiting for a bomb plant. Valde gonna get caught not realizing that Kiebu had already made his way over and leaving Config 1 versus 2. And I've been talking about him for a while as sort of the guy who's gonna pull them out, and it hasn't really happened, so now would be a good time for both Config and me to be right.
Yes, it would be a great time for you to be right. Zipnix, is he going to peek this or is he going to play it patiently? Walking right into Config's crosshair. There's a big kill. Down into a one-on-one. Karabi's got an option available to him if he wants to go for a big flank. He taps the bomb. He's not close enough, Karabi, to hear that tap.
Ooh. Config actually planting for the ramp instead. Could have gone either way. Is he just waiting inside of the smoke? He's trying to get up on the box, and Karabi is right at the perfect angle. That was maybe a bit wild. Bit too wild.
Yeah, but trying to be clever. Ooh, even the spray. That's a throwback, isn't it?
Got everything going on. Yeah, we don't see those nearly enough. We talked about this, right?
I think that falls into our diatribe yesterday about talking smack more.
Yeah.
Spray the dead bodies when you win a clutch.
I mean, I don't want us to get to the Team Fortress 2 taunt level, but
yeah.
But we need you know, sprays for when you've really bodied somebody.
Yeah, sprays like artwork that really signifies that you are the dominant one.
Yeah, that would be good. I would enjoy that.
Well, another close round for North that they lose. We just had that conversation. So many of these rounds going the way of Astralis. Config trying to get too clever over the smoke. MSL's got 20 and 14. He's leading the way for North, and I mean, you like to see it, but that's not exactly how this team is designed to be. Device with the AWP in window. Throws out a Molotov. He's smoked out, so he just gives it up. And again, Astralis is going to get aggressive towards ramp. 2 players here. Device is back as well. AZ with the contact play out Palace, and he wins that. Kirby had the first 10 shots and couldn't land him. And now Glaive pushing through the smoke. He might fall there, but the Deagle can't finish the job.
That would have been a kill then. North had it lined up for some sort of win. Device, easy kill on MSL. Just sees the shoulder. With the AWP, that is enough. And he can obviously guess there must have been someone else in the middle for that boost, so man advantage for Astralis.
Again, though, the idea from North is that kill towards A, the person who rotates to support that bomb site. Nice kill from Config watching the push from B, but the person who rotates is from Winter Room, so why not boost up and try and exploit that gap? Config's going to continue forward. He's only got 2 HP, and he's pulled 2 players here. The problem for North is that the one player at A is Device with an AWP, and he has been so phenomenal with this AWP. He's going to get the angle slowly. He's going to find it. Cajuan's not ready for that fight. Even in the flames, he finds the head of AZ. That's 14-8 for Astralis.
Gave it all Moses, standing in the fire to close out that round.
What a cause to give your life for, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely well worth it. Now the question is, how can North possibly win this? You must eventually run out of, you know, any given Sunday type speeches when you just lose every single close situation.
That is the tough part, isn't it? I mean, because they're doing the things to get into the post plants. They're doing the things to put themselves in like either an advantage or like at least an equal situation with the bomb down, and it's just always Astralis from there. And part of it, I think, is the patience factor. If you look at the post plants, or even like 2-on-2 situations, the one between Config and Valdi, Valdi actually stops on his way to the bomb site to spam through the smoke, and that leaves him exposed to Dupree, I think, that was pounced at the top of stairs. That's a situation where I think Astralis slows that down, and they just seem much more in control, to have like much more ideas on how they want to play those games theoretically, like preparation that they've done before the game started.
14-8 here, 23rd round. 3 CSAT 75 2 UMPs. That is not an inspiring sight if you're a North fan here. You at least want them to have the economy to really fight Astralis.
On the other hand, we've seen the CZs do some insane things in this tournament. No one jumping on the snacks bandwagon and picking up an R8 though.
It's a real shame. I was loving that. It had 50% success rate, I think. So
he got a good kill with it today.
Yeah,
that was nice.
Oh yeah, it's true actually.
Smoke out towards window. AZ doesn't realize it. He's got an opponent that's Glaive right on the other side. And Device watching towards mid. This is pretty ballsy, all things considered, because I mean, there's a timing because he's using that smoke as a wall on a ramp, and Glaive just dies there. So now he can't get aggressive. Now he's got to fall away and give up that site, wait for his teammates. CZ Anders.
Maybe that was the answer all along that North had forgot about. There is going to be a flank, actually, 2 of them from middle. Just a bit of a rotation in there. Cajun trying to escape down in underpass. That's going to be so annoying if he could stay alive, but he's going to get shut down by Sip. If he could have sort of been down there, then how do they retake from mid if he's still hiding? In connector is Config. Sip going to come charge him down. Now they have the man lead again. Astralis fighting their way back into the bomb site. AZ's fallen as well. Just MSL, he made a bit of noise coming up, and there's 3 men waiting for him. And that will be the round 15-8 for Astralis.
It's the same story again, isn't it? A bomb plant, you have a man advantage in the post plant, and you still lose it all to Astralis, only getting 1 kill from there. I'd love to see how many bomb plants that North has gotten in this half, because it seems like like I said, they've gotten themselves into this situation. They just can't win any of them. It's got to be heartbreaking at this point, and it's that when it's happened so many times that you just lose the answers, because that's not something you can change tactically to just win clutches.
No, I mean, you're sort of doing the hard part of getting in and getting the bomb down, right?
The shame is, like, this looks like it's just a beatdown, and in a way, I guess it is, but the fact of the matter is, even the economy for Astralis is still pretty low. Here's mid control, they're going to push up towards the top. It's good trades, and again, Valdi gets a double kill to put North up 1 man.
Glaive is in a terrible position, but somehow Config has walked past. They don't know that he's here. Cajun comes in, Glaive gets the kill, turning around, and Config will finally get the headshot. I have no idea how they managed to trade places there in the smoke. 2 on 2. The bomb in top mid, And then one final chance here for North. If they can't win this clutch, then they're going to be home.
I have a bad feeling about this one because Astralis is still set up in mid. They haven't even gone close to the A bomb site. This is a very, very tricky 2-on-2 for North. I don't think they're going to expect this whatsoever because Zipnix is in window room. He's waiting for someone to push in towards jungle. It's not going to happen. Device, they have no reason to move because the bomb's not planted. Now, he could get caught off. He's double scoped on the site. And there it is.
Very interesting. Sip letting both of them pass, and sneaking down. The human cyborg walking up right behind them, goes for the spray against AC and takes him down, and now it's a 1v1 conflict long range. Sip is going to win it 16 for Astralis here as they knock out North. This is unbelievable. I mean, just so cool. Letting them pass, not afraid to take the fight against anybody, and that is going to be Astralis beating North.
And that's so unfortunate for North. That round specifically is just like...